Hi guys, Wendy here with Artfully Created. It's been a long time since I've put this in front of the camera. I've been very shy. I don't know why that is. And so I thought I've been doing a lot of contemplation and thinking what I need to do to promote my Stamp It Up business, what I want to accomplish in it, the goals. You know, working it part-time while I've gone back to college and doing some other businesses on the side. And I sort of just came into YouTube all of a sudden, and I've never really talked about my story, and I've blogged off and on, and I seem to get writer's block very frequently, and I just gave up writing for a long time, especially during school with so much writing anyway. It was hard for me to express my thoughts in a blog, and I know a lot of people do vlogs instead of blogs, and I thought, well, maybe that might work for me a little better. And so I thought maybe I could start once a week just giving you updates. Not sure you're interested. If you're not interested, please leave me a comment because I won't know otherwise. I hope you're interested. I have had a lot of health issues, and I've not really talked about that publicly. I did talk about it during a few of my network meetings I went to 4 or 5 years ago. They were very small, intimate groups, and we had 10 minutes a lot of the time to speak and talk about stuff. And one was a cross between a mastermind group and a networking group, and it was the best group. And since it dismantled, I haven't really put myself out there, especially with my ongoing health issues. One thing cleared up and then another thing happened, and that would clear up and then another thing would happen. And I've gotten beyond that. I've healed myself, and a lot of times I don't like to talk about it anymore. With my social networking coach, or social media coach I should say, she really talks about your story being who you are, and you know, letting people see the real you. And sorry, I might get teary-eyed. And talking about my story is painful sometimes because I don't want to come off as a victim, but I want other women who have gone through autoimmune disorders to know that it does get better. And I've worked constantly trying to heal myself in a holistic manner. So that's something I was thinking I need to start talking about, so you can really know who I am. I mean, you've seen some of my artwork, and it's just a small portion of it. And I thought, okay, maybe it's time, and I think I'm ready to do that. But be forewarned, I can burst into tears at any time because I'm a very emotional person. And so just let me know what you think. If you don't want to listen, you can always turn me off, you know. Let's see, what else? I have been thinking, because I'm doing this Stamp It Up, and I didn't meet all my goals that I wanted to during celebration. They just announced today that April 6th through the 10th, to let our customers know that anything on their wish list, so any order you place, and it doesn't matter how much the order is, Stamp It Up is going to offer free shipping. So yay! You know, that is one of the biggest things that can push up your bill. And so if you have anything on your wish list you wish to get, I would love for you to place your order through my website, and the link will be below in the description. If you are still looking for a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. give me a message requesting a free catalog and I will send it out to you. Our new catalogs will be coming out in June. The demonstrators may get to preview them in May, so I will have the opportunity to pre-order some of the items in the new catalog. So let me know and get on my mailing list. I would love to be your demonstrator. And I am going to be working on my website more, trying to get more people to join my email list. And it's not something that I will be spamming you. I haven't even developed a newsletter yet, so just want a place where I could give people some more tools and tips, and maybe even a free class that, you know, a free card that they could create. And let's see what else. I didn't write my list ahead of time, so I'm just thinking off the top of my head. It's been a long day. One of the things, now I'm not a complainer, I don't like to complain on air. Last year, April 29th, I had to buy a new computer in one day because my HP completely died. It went black. It would not turn on. It was deader than a doorknob. And so I quickly ran out to Fry's Electronics, unaware, because I thought Best Buy in my area had gone under. And they said, oh yeah, go to Fry's. So I go to Fry's. You know, I talked to the salesman about different things, and they said the Toshiba was the only one that still had Windows 7 on it. And my mom said she loved her Toshiba, so I ended up buying this. I got a 2-year extended warranty. Shortly after I got it, the eye popped off, and it created problems with me typing. You know, in school you're trying to write essays, and it's very hard to type when your I button is not working, and it threw my writing off, and I was getting some markdown grades for spelling errors, which I try to fix, and it would take me twice as long to get my essays done. And what day was it? It was Tuesday, I think, and I was just not happy. I could not type. It was not even working anymore. So I was, let's see, I thought I might check out the Macs, because everyone who has a Mac loves the Macs. So I went over to Best Buy, because, you know, they're still in business, thank you, and talked to a really nice gentleman, and a Mac Air Pro or Mac Pro, but it was like $1,300, $1,400, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot more than I really wanted to spend. And I wasn't sure I wanted a laptop again. The previous day I had gone to Costco and saw this giant screen, which was a HP all-in-one, and I'm like, ooh, that really looks nice. So then I thought about it for a day. And I don't have the Costco membership, my mom does. So I said, hey Mom, would you mind, you know, going to Fry's with me? I want to see if they'll repair my laptop first before I invest in a new computer. And I found my warranty information, so I brought all that information with me. And the tech looked at my computer, and I don't know, I am an impatient person, and I had taped the little eye onto my computer so I wouldn't lose it, and he was just like examining it like he was gonna be a doctor slicing open someone, and you know, he's just like, I don't know, he was just making me nervous. And he's looking at the keyboard, and you know, he's like, well, this is damaged. I'm like, well, yeah, that's why I'm bringing it here. It's still under warranty, and I need you to fix it. And he's like, well, we don't fix damaged merchandise. You'll have to buy a new keyboard insert for your laptop. I'm like, excuse me? But I have this 2-year extended warranty that I paid, you know, $100, maybe $200 for. which I never do. But I don't know, that night it was like, okay, maybe I need this extended warranty. Well, little did I know that Fry's was not going to honor their warranty. The way I see it, it's 100% profit for them because they're not going to honor it. And I really got ticked off. And I probably said some choice words that the nice person in me, you know, should not have said, but I just completely lost it. And all sense of calm just evaporated. And I was just like livid. So I stormed out of the building and I said, okay, let's go to Costco, Mom. And so which is right across the street, so we went to Costco and I talked to the salesman there, and I went back and forth from the HP laptop to that all-in-one. And I really liked the all-in-one because it really had a giant screen. And with the age I am, my eyes are not as good as they were at 20, and so I'm still avoiding wearing my glasses. So I got the computer, got it home, got it unpackaged, and the first thing I wanted to do was download Google Chrome because that's the only browser that works with my online classroom. So I tried to download it. I'm looking on my desktop. It's nowhere to be found. And this is the Windows 8.1 version, and I did learn that it did have a learning curve, and so I was very unfamiliar with where everything was located and where it resides. But usually things will download onto your desktop so you can see it and find it. Not with this. I did see 4 different apps download, and I'm like, that's interesting. I made the mistake of opening one because I thought, well, maybe Google changed, you know, you do stupid things, you don't think of the consequences. And I tell my mom all the time, I said, do not send me links. I will not open a link because I have had viruses before and they're not fun to deal with. And as soon as I opened this app up, I knew I did the bad thing. I knew I was in poo-poo land. And after that, I just kept getting pop-ups. And this little dude kept residing on top of my, I don't know, the information line, you know, in the computer. He just randomly appears and starts yapping at you, and I'm like, what are you doing? Who are you? Why are you on my computer? I mean, it was literally, you can see this person, the virus, you know, chatting at you, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they've installed some spyware and they're gonna find all my information. So I was just freaking out. And I was going through all my business cards that I've saved over the year, and I found my old computer tech. When I had my medical billing business, he was the best computer tech in the world. He had gotten rid of this one time when I got so many viruses and malware and whatever they call them, Trojans. I mean, it completely just locked up my computer and I couldn't even see the screen. And he was still in business. I was like, thank you. And the only thing, he wasn't going to be able to personally come out until Monday or Tuesday of next week. And he said he had since hired a computer tech who lived in my area, and I said, that's fine. You know, if you trust him, I will trust him, because I would trust this guy with my computers, you know, any time of day. And so he arrived today, and very nice gentleman, and he knew exactly what to do, and not even, I was even worried. I knew, you know, the company would take care of me. And we chatted a little bit, and he installed this other type of virus protection, installed Google Chrome for me so I can get back into my classroom, which I'm so happy about. And I finally, I mean, my computer was not even 2 days old and I already had messed it up with the virus. So that was my challenge for this week was getting my new computer back to its new status. And it's beautiful. It's just the crisp, beautiful colors on the screen, and it's a HP 21, HP all-in-one. I think HP 21 is the model number, but I'm not sure. And I love it. So I'm back in business, and that's what's going on. So I hope, let's see, what do I hope? Well, you know, if you want to hear these vlogs, let me know. If not, let me know too. You know, I just like to hear what you're doing, what you feel like, or how you're feeling about things, and if I make some kind of impression on you. That was one of my businesses. I trained as a life coach. I went through the Fearless Living Institute initially, and then went through CMA I think. I don't remember. CTA, Coach Training Alliance, I think it was. And back in 2008, I became a certified life coach, and that was my dream when I left my medical billing life behind after 20 years. And that's one of my goals with this school that I'm going through. I'm studying substance abuse counseling, and I'm not sure that I actually want to work in substance abuse, because I worked at a chemical dependency hospital for 2-3 years in the late 80s, and it was fun, but it was very stressful. And I know it's not an easy job, but it's not really my end goal. I do have desire to become an art therapist. I don't know if I have the stamina to get my master's degree. I'm just shooting for just getting my degree, and everyone kept telling me it didn't matter what you got your degree in, just get your degree, so then it makes you more hireable if you need a job. And that's really my desire, is, and one of my dreams is just to create some online courses that teaches art and has a little bit of coaching in there, not too much in your face. I also studied hypnotherapy. I graduated from HMI, which is the Hypnosis Motivational Institute in Los Angeles, and that was a fascinating journey. And I did these two things during my illness so that I felt human. And I also studied some holistic healing, but focused on laws of attraction. It was more of a spiritual focus, and so I did get certified as a holistic practitioner. And I have this, you know, holistic background, and I developed a program. 2008, 2009, I wrote an ebook, which is one of my launching pads to creating some online courses. And this thing that I developed really helped me every day, because it was, you know, like a private journal, but it had fun activities and things to help you just keep moving forward, whatever your, you know, illness was. And for me, it was my thyroid. For over 15 years, I could not get my thyroid level at a normal rate. Much of those years, it was Hashimoto's, which is the hypo. So it's hypo. So it's underactive. So it's not producing enough thyroid to keep you going. I went to a holistic physician, one of Suzanne Summers' doctors in Westlake Village. I don't know if you follow Suzanne Summers, but she is awesome. I just love that woman for her bringing awareness to our environmental toxins that we absorb on a daily basis. So I really, And when I lost my medical billing business, it was just, I had this physician who, we were button heads every day, and the office manager, and I believe it was the office manager who got me fired. And they fired me over a fax, of all things. And then after that ended, I went and got a job, and I was working at Strawberry Growers as a bookkeeper. And not knowing how bad the pesticides in California are, and it only affects the strawberries in California. I don't know what pesticides they use or whatever, but when I worked at that office, I became so physically ill. One morning, I woke up and I literally could not get myself out of bed. I have lost all use of my legs. And you know, when you first wake up, you go to the restroom, you know, and I had to crawl on the floor to get myself into the bathroom, and then crawl to get the phone to call my mom and said, "Hey mom, you know, I think I'm dying." I mean, I literally thought I was gonna die that day. I kissed my cats and I said, if I die, meow very loudly. Because I was renting like a little cottage in the back of this man's house, or it was the front of his house, and I rarely saw him, you know, and I didn't have people over because it was so tiny, and I literally thought I was going to die. And I knew something was wrong. I didn't know. None of the doctors, they would just say, well, we need to get your thyroid under control. No one could figure out how to get my thyroid back under control. So fast forward, I went to this holistic doctor in Westlake Village, and she said, well, you also have adrenal fatigue. And I had never heard about that before, and I don't know if that's just a catchphrase in the holistic community, because none of my conventional doctors ever heard of it, and they kind of said, oh, that's nonsense. And the doctor explained to me what it meant, and they said it was kind of like the motor that kept you running. You know, the thyroid was the engine or something, I don't even remember. But without your adrenals, your thyroid really doesn't work, and your whole body just doesn't really work. And so I think between my thyroid, the adrenals, and then the toxin that I had, you know, you take on a daily basis, they just bombarded me, and I could not function as a human being. And I just try to maintain a holistic lifestyle, trying to do anything without putting more toxins into my body. I went entirely organic. Well, I didn't grow my own veggies, which would have been nice, but just did organic. Tried to stay away from the fast food and the junk food. And it took me about 15 years to finally heal. And a lot of it also, the thyroid does not like stress. So a lot of it had to do with my medical billing business. It just, you have so much stress on a day-to-day basis, and I obviously wasn't managing it properly. And so I've incorporated this holistic lifestyle, you know, trying to meditate, trying to journal, you know, getting involved in different arts. Although I was a jewelry designer, and I've been doing that for like 15, probably maybe 18 years, 20 years by now, and been selling it since '07. And so that was really my lifeline to managing these illnesses. And to this day, I don't think doctors really understood how bad I felt. There was one moment, well, not one moment, but several years where I ached constantly. And I kept saying, I feel like I'm 150 years old. And people were like, oh, that's silly, you know, just get over it. Stop whining, stop complaining. And I could never get anyone to understand how bad it was. And I lost friends. I had to give up, you know, my social life. I lost a wonderful boyfriend after I did quit that job working at the Strawberry Growers. And I was too ashamed to really tell him what was going on, which was my own fault. But anyway, so that's just a little bit of a nutshell of where I come from and how I am here today. And so my whole thought process when I got into life coaching is I just want to empower women. I want to inspire women, because there are so many women I hear today that have these illnesses. There's fibromyalgia, there's chronic fatigue syndrome, there's, I hear there's one girl that I follow on Instagram who's got terrible migraines and cluster headaches and a bunch of other things. And it's like, I just want to be someone that if I can help one person, I feel good about, what I'm doing and putting myself out there and telling my story. And I don't tell people my story for sympathy. I tell it because I want to help people. And I was at one networking meeting and I gave a little brief synopsis of where I came from and how I arrived today. And I had 3 women come up to me and says, I've been struggling with a thyroid issue for a while and it's just been out of control. And so if I could give them any kind of hope or inspiration that it will get better, it will get better. Doesn't seem like today, maybe not tomorrow. I mean, it took me 15 years to get out of this. I mean, I say it was a nightmare, but I don't regret going through that because I'm a different person today. So I'm going to end it there before this gets too long. And it might have even shut off. Okay, so I would love it if you followed my channel. Leave me comments. I will absolutely get back to you. And let's see. There's something I want to read. I wrote it down and I don't have it memorized, so please excuse me if I avert my eyes up there. Remember, it's a brand new day. That means we can wash away the stress from the days past. So whatever was the issue yesterday, don't let it affect you today. Just start each day new. Just let it go. If you can, just let it go. Let go of the stress. Don't keep holding on to it, because that's when it affects you and that's when illness occurs. Find gratitude in the joys of friendship. Okay, I might cry again. I've met a few of you. We've exchanged conversations and I'm truly grateful for you. So thank you. And I hope you continue to follow me and we can learn about each other more. To find the gratitude in the joys of friendship, the kindness of strangers, and the delight in what is possible. I'm a big fan of possibilities. So go out and find the possibilities. And I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.